People think he's a werewolf. Then a woman approaches and discovers the truth, begging by the side of the road completely alone for several months. With fur on some parts of his body, his tail was injured and wrinkled. The animal probably hasn't eaten anything in weeks and could barely walk. No one knew anything about this strange creature except that he had been begging for a long time on an avenue in California. Likewise, no one dared to approach the animal that seemed terrifying and dangerous. The creature began to be known as the werewolf because people didn't know what animal he really was and were afraid to approach. But after months at the end of March, a woman who was passing by saw him and made a post on Facebook asking for help. The woman decided to stay there until someone came to support her, and before long a hero named Mega Bowie was on the scene, and I almost started to cry. When I saw him, he was in very bad condition, said Megan, founder of an organization that helps stray animals called GoES, Adoptable Rescue Com. He was really in his last stages. He was depressed and could barely stand up. Megan immediately understood what this really was. Man, then I don't understand how people could think that it was a mythological being. In reality, it was a sick and neglected dog. A German Shepherd mix decided to name it Kim and took it in her car urgently to a veterinary clinic. The veterinary seemed so relieved that it was finally being helped and was even starting to voluntarily follow Mega. The vet who treated it discovered that it was suffering from various injuries, but the most terrible thing of all was that the dog had manged its pelvis and tail were fractured, although it looked like a very old dog since it was only a year old. The vet thinks it was hit by a car, and that would apply because its tail was so badly injured. Megan Bowie commented in an interview, "The accident had to have happened a few months ago, because by the time I found it, it had already started to heal incorrectly, and with such a damaged pelvis, it couldn't go very far to look for food. So you were tremendously skinny and dehydrated. It could barely walk because its illnesses were very contagious." Megan had to set up a quarantine area in her garage so that whoever she could heal and other animals that she also took care of, that he needed to eat well and have strength to face the hip and tail surgeries he had to undergo. But despite the fact that he was weak and injured, it was clear that he was very grateful. "He is truly a very affectionate dog," said Megan. "If she pets him, he puts his head to the side and leans on him." And Megan felt like he wanted to hug her. "He has been so calm and relaxed despite everything he has been through," she added. After almost a month, after starting the proper diet and medication, he began to improve his mange, disappeared, and regained his strength. A few weeks ago, he was finally recovered enough to have surgery on his hip and tail. Fortunately, everything was a success now that he takes daily walks to strengthen his legs on the orders of the vet. He will also have to visit the doctor in the next few days to see how his recovery is going. Once he is recovered, they will do tests to see if he will need to undergo further surgery. In the meantime, he will continue to require medicines and care. Logically, this costs a lot of money. So Megan wanted a consumer page for people to send their donations. In fact, if it is in your hands to help, I will leave the link in the description. It has been a long road for you, but all the progress makes the situation more promising than a few months ago today. There is a big difference between Kim and the fearsome. Although the wolf that terrorized people commented and finished, he won me over without a doubt. It is hard to believe how far people's ignorance goes. But thanks to this woman, to that angel who is now fine, however he is, not the only werewolf found on the streets. There are many out here waiting to be rescued once again. I tell you, adopt and don't buy. I hope this video helps you. If so, do not hesitate to give us a thumbs up, comment, and share. I liked, you are worth it, and thank you very much for watching us. By the way, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and follow us on social networks. Until next time.